we're also aware of many other online brands that exist. They're up and coming, they've got many followers on social media platforms and places like that. But believe it or not, a lot of that is just vanity. A lot of those people actually don't make any money whatsoever. Hey guys, so we recently made a video on how to prepare for an upcoming recession. And many of you guys messaged us saying, guys, how about profiting from the recession? Surely this is an opportunity for people to also make money and look out for opportunities or even become millionaires. So we thought, you know what? Let's make this video happen today. So today we're going to go into detail, share practically ideas for how you can go about profiting from a recession.
Okay, so these following 5 ideas that we're going to share are different things for different people. So whatever suits you best, would suggest to look at it in more detail in your own time. It's important to make the point that we are very much aware about the challenges and the struggles that people are facing with the current cost of living crisis and the increase in energy prices, but we're also aware that there are lots of people who may have been very diligent with their money, whether it be a small amount of money that they're getting in or a lot of the money, and they want to think of other ways that they can use this opportunity to make their money grow and make their money work for them instead of them working for their money.
Absolutely.
So guys, if that's your situation, and even if you just want to be enlightened about what the opportunities are during a recession, because believe it or not, it's not all doom and gloom, and a lot of millionaires are made actually during the time of a recession.
Yeah.
So
this is the video for you.
This is the video for you guys. And if you like the sound of this video, guys, show us support, give it a like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It'd mean a lot to us. So first idea is to invest in cheap stocks and shares. I'm sure everywhere you look online, you're hearing news about the value of stocks and shares falling. Yeah. Instead of panicking and going into panic mode, worrying about the small stocks and shares you might already have, why not look at it as, oh, stocks and shares are on sale? Yeah. And what do you do when things are on sale? If it's something that you value and something that you wanted to purchase anyway, you would go and buy it. So that's the perfect way to look at this situation, because you're not just relying on the success of one company, you're relying on the success of many companies in order for you to get a return. And here, don't think short term, this is for a long-term view. What we don't want you to do is invest and then you're constantly looking at the performance of your stocks and shares, because that won't be any good for your mental health at all. Think long term and you should be okay.
All right, so this next opportunity is pretty unique, and it's the opportunity to repurpose commercial property into residential property.
Yes.
Now, we thought we'd share this one because there'll be some of you out there who are interested in property investing, but we wanted to look at commercial property specifically. Now, you might not be aware of this, but there is something called permitted development rules. And in August 2021, the rules were changed to allow commercial properties to be converted into residential properties, and these are under the permitted development rules. Previously, you could buy a commercial property that was either a restaurant or a GP surgery. You know, we've got one as a family, or various other forms of commercial property, but you had to stick to the type of use that particular commercial property had. But now the rules have been removed. That means a lot. In fact, I'm going to put up on the screen a screenshot here from an article from the Evening Standard where they tell us exactly what's going on here. Essentially, what this means is that there's an opportunity in the time of a recession for somebody out there who's interested in property to explore an area, perhaps in London or in other parts of the country, where they might find suitable commercial property that they might convert into residential property for either owning or living or renting out as a business by itself. Now, you're probably wondering, why bother with all the hassle? Why would you even bother going to get a commercial property and try to convert it into a residential property? The thing with this is that residential property has a much higher price per square foot compared to commercial property, which is usually a lot cheaper per square foot for the same location specifically. And that's because historically, commercial properties have been mainly for commercial purposes only and not meant for residential living. Now, the rules state that there are areas where the permitted development rules don't actually apply. We're just sharing the tips here for you to go away, dig a bit deeper, do a bit more research, Google those keywords we've mentioned, and actually explore this is something that you might want to do yourself. We were actually discussing this ourselves and thought, you know what? This is something we might want to do ourselves. And speaking of doing this, we had a very detailed masterclass created on this topic of how you actually invest in commercial property by a lady called Nemi within our community at Financial Joy Academy. If you're inside Financial Joy Academy, go and check it out for free. But if you're not, then please feel free to check out Financial Joy Academy below and above. I can tell you right now that you will not regret doing that, because the information in that masterclass will completely blow you over.
So much value.
So practical from someone who's actually done this and sharing their knowledge for us to apply.
Next is to invest in trusted cryptocurrencies. Here we're talking about the likes of Ethereum or Bitcoin. And you would have seen there's been a lot of news and in the media about how much people's cryptocurrencies has fallen, which has caused so much panic, distress, and even talks about people wanting to commit suicide. So what we'd suggest is sticking to only the trusted big cryptos and only allocating maybe 5% of your portfolio
maximum
to cryptocurrencies. Exactly. It all depends on your risk appetite. And so we'd suggest 5% because cryptocurrency is a highly volatile asset class. Unlike, stocks and shares, you can see that the value of crypto has fallen drastically in comparison to like maybe stocks and shares. And also remember that your capital is at risk, i.e. you could potentially lose all of your money. So only invest into cryptocurrency what you are prepared to lose. We're not saying you will lose your money, but in the event that you might, be prepared to lose that money.
Yeah, and just to add to that, cryptocurrencies is not for everybody. Be absolutely upfront, like super upfront. You can completely avoid cryptocurrencies if you want to. And for most people, you should. It's just worth mentioning. But for some people out there who want to have a bit of exposure to a volatile asset that they believe in for the long term,
now is the best time.
You might want to consider investing in cryptocurrencies.
Yes.
If you want to do that, I'm going to link below to and above to Coinbase, a platform we use ourselves to explore this area of cryptocurrencies. They have something called Coinbase Earn. That's another way for you to kind of learn about cryptocurrencies whilst earning some cryptocurrencies. So feel free to check it out in your own time. Again, we'll link to it below and above for you. All right, so the next one is to buy online brands with hidden value, okay? So what we're talking about here is Mary and I obviously run an online brand. We're on Humble Penny, we're on Financial Joy Academy, and we'll run many other brands in the future. We're also aware of many other online brands that exist. They're up and coming, they've got many followers on social media platforms and places like that. But believe it or not, a lot of that is just vanity. A lot of those people actually don't make any money whatsoever. And the reason for that is because they actually do not know how to make money from their online brands, okay? What that means is that during a time of a recession, what really happens is that those people will say, well, actually, I'm kind of tired of posting and sharing and not making any money. In fact, we've had a friend message us today. They're doing well on Instagram, but they're actually not seeing it translate into money, okay? So there are many of these brands that look interesting. They've got a good kind of brand presence and stuff like that. But truth be told, they represent better opportunities for somebody else in the time of a recession. So if you're that person, you have business acumen, you're good at kind of entrepreneurship, you've had experience with businesses before, and you want to maybe explore, maybe for the first time, maybe an online business, you might want to approach these brands that are doing well online, but actually don't have that business back end. You might want to then acquire those small brands by paying them some money, a few £1,000s or whatever. You own those companies completely or those brands completely, and you can then build upon them from the back end to start to monetize them and generate an income because they already have an audience.
Yeah.
Okay. We know people doing this right now. Friends of ours are doing this right now. They've acquired many online brands, literally behind the scenes, and you wouldn't even know they've acquired them. But this is happening right now. So if you're someone who is looking for an opportunity like this, a side hustle or an online business, this might be your way in during the time of a recession.
Okay, so number 5 is to buy equity within small businesses that have potential. Now, a bit like point number 4, but as it relates to business, do you just want to talk on that point?
Okay, I want to just add to that. So the point here is when a recession happens, which we expect it will be happening pretty imminently from the time we're making this video, what happens is a lot of businesses will start to struggle. They will need financing, they will need money to run their operations. However, some of those businesses are actually quite solid businesses. They might be basic businesses like laundry places or, I don't know, restaurants that have established customers in a particular niche, or even online businesses. They've got demand coming in, or they might have a particularly well-established brand. However, they might be needing resources by way of funding coming into the business for them to maybe put into marketing or into other areas of their business to keep that business afloat or to keep that business growing during the time of a recession. There'll be a lot of opportunities for someone out there who has money to acquire a bit of equity in a business like that, because during a recession, a lot of places where you might be able to get funding ordinarily might not be ready to offer funding, whether it's by way of loans or equity and so on. It might not be as easy to get funding during a time of a recession. So that presents an opportunity for, ordinary people who are actually observing smaller businesses from the outside, get to know the owner, because I always think that good relationships is a good way to actually get your foot in the door and get equity in a business, get to really know the owners of a particular small business. And that might be your way of getting in, making a good offer for that business at a valuation that's way below what you might ordinarily get it when the economy is doing very well, and get yourself equity in a particularly good but small business.
Yep, absolutely. And you can do this with businesses who are looking to grow during a recession, but during a recession, they might find it difficult to get funding for it. Those are businesses that you should look out for. For example, we've had quite a few people approaching us actually as they wanted to invest in our business in the form of equity. So definitely be on the lookout for those sort of opportunities during a recession.
Guys, we'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Where do you see the opportunities during times of a recession? Okay, jump in the comments and let us know. It'd be really interesting to know what your ideas are and what you might be looking to do to explore such opportunities during times of a recession.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you made it to the end, we want to know that you actually watched it to the end. Drop your favorite money emoji in the comments as a signal to us that you watched this to the end. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as ever,
in all things, be thankful and seek joy.
Take care, guys.
Take care, people.
See you on the next video. Bye.